Hey all, it's Harmon from Misfit Adventure, and we're going to cover how to make a uh, Pac Man like simulator for Microsoft MakeCode Arcade. So let's just start with a new project. All right, let's just say Troll Pack Sim. Great. So we're just left with a blank canvas so far, but what we're going to do real quick is let's just always add our sprite first. Okay, let's just choose from the gallery right now. Hero. Okay, and we're gonna have to make sure we move her. So move sprite with buttons. All right, we see her moving around, so we've got that. We're gonna want the camera to follow sprite. All right, so now we know that our hero character will run just about anywhere. Does not look like they are moving right now because the camera is literally following them as they go. So that's why you don't see any movement. So let's go ahead and fix that with a tile map. So let's just go right now into miscellaneous. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make like a front and back wall. I'm going to leave this at 16 and 16 for this example, and we'll get in more complex as we go. So I'll start by just making a line right here. All right, and then I'm going to hit the wall right on this section and make sure that nobody can run through it. Now we can kind of see that we have some fans here for added effect. And I hit the rectangle if you're wondering how I did that so quickly. And close it out right here. All right, so we've got a main hero and a maze right down here. Let's just go. I don't know, and we'll paint. All right, we've got a nice pitch and plenty of things to work with. So right now, as we're just making the most basic simulator, let's do something like, I don't know, forest. Doesn't have to be super pretty for this example. But we do want it to be rather distinct. All right. Now we don't want to paint that, so make sure we're on here. All right, I am just doing everything at random as well, so, don't feel like you have to emulate this too much, but we're just trying to make a maze-like area. Doesn't have to be exact like Pac Man was, but enough that you will get the gist of it. All right, and we can go back to miscellaneous, just because we want to maybe give some more openings for our character. See if they can get one or two escapes in as needed. All right. And finally, let's make sure our character can't walk right through it. Okay, we have our maze here, but we're not quite done yet. Let's go to My Tiles and let's do two things. We're going to create an all red tile and a blue one, and we're going to see why in a second. Oops. All right, for the blue tile, which we're on right now, let's just choose somewhere like right here. And we're going to pick a couple different locations for the red tiles to be. All right, so we're going to show you the method behind it, but just if you're following along with the video, pick wherever you need to do for this. Okay, so now we can see our character is here, but we see all these tiles. Now we don't want those to be here forever, but we're going to go into the enemy creation now for it. So let's go back into sprites. Okay, and kind of enemy. Now we're just going to get into the gallery again. Alrighty. So we have our snake enemy down. Now they're all appearing at the same spot, and we don't really need any of this to happen. So what we're going to want to go into scene, and we're going to place my sprite. In this case, we want to pick our sprite on a blue tile. And then what we want to do is we want to come in here again. Oops. There we go. Place my enemy on top of random red. All right, so we can see that our player is here, and that's the only one. Let's just reset it real quick. Okay, good. We can see, yep, that it's going to be at a random one. So now we want to get rid of it. We're going to use the loop functionality for this. So for element values, we're going to do two of these, so you can just go ahead and put them back to back. And then we're going to go into scene. So we're going to do an array of all locations. I know I'm seeing an error right now. Don't worry about it. There we go. Take out list, delete that. Okay. And MakeCode is just mad right now because we don't have it doing anything. So we're going to go back into scene. We're going to set at a value. So we're going to look for this block here. And what we're going to do in here instead is change that to value, and we're going to change it back to the green. We can even copy this. All right, we got our character going. And we can see that in this case, our bad guy's somewhere around here, but they're not following us yet like they would in normal Pac Man. Oh, there they are. Cool. All right. So what we're going to do now here is add just a quick way to do a game update to get a score, and then have the enemy follow, and some overlap conditions of it. And that'll be the basics of our Pac Man game with more functionality built in as we go. So on game update every 1000. Let's do, yep, it says 500 milliseconds. Let's just change that to 1 second. We are going to go ahead and change score by 1. So we're going to get points just by existing right now. Remember, this is a very basic game to set up and just an easy way to get some functionality. So we can see the score is ticking. And then sprites, we're going to make sure we set up an overlap feature. So we're going to change that to enemy on overlaps with any kind of player. We're just going to do game over win, and then let's just say use high score. All right. So we've got all the other elements here except for any kind of real challenge right now. But we know that's going to work. But that's not what we're looking for, or we're not necessarily looking for lowest score wins. So I am going to make sure that the enemy is going to follow. So we're going to go into sprites. And let's see. Set my enemy to follow my sprite. Okay. So it doesn't look like our enemy can quite get out. That's okay. That's just us now getting to tweak some functionality features of this. So maybe instead of doing a wall, let's just go into the tile map real quick. And for every place that they can go, let's just clear out the wall a little bit. Okay, for there. And then here, and maybe even here. And so the next step to do is for visuals. Let's just go ahead and change that up. Making sure that's not there. All right. And one last go of it. Oh boy. Yep, he can get to us now. All right. There's still plenty to do. There's still plenty of areas to get tripped up. And obviously, we can do some easy hiding right now while the thing gets stuck for our high score. But we have gone ahead and created a basic Pac Man simulation game. Join us in the next video as we'll get about making the coin system and implementing other measures. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.